for goal, fire to goal. Football has a massive Cristiano Ronaldo problem, because the legend everyone keeps trying to bury is showing up to the 2026 World Cup with one final trophy in his sights, and he's bringing the strongest Portuguese national team of his entire life. At 41, Ronaldo should be fading out quietly. Instead, he's still scoring, still winning, still smashing records, and turning every single match into a worldwide debate. Rival fans might mock the Saudi League. Pundits question his age. Critics swear his career is finished. But this is the exact same forward who conquered England with Manchester United, ruled Europe with Real Madrid, won in Italy with Juventus, and lifted Portugal's very first major trophy at Euro 2016, won 2 Nations Leagues, football's all-time top international scorer, over 900 career goals, 143 for Portugal, 140 in the Champions League, 14 at the Euros, goals at 5 different World Cups, over 200 international caps, yet one trophy still refuses to enter his cabinet. The World Cup, but this time, Ronaldo isn't walking into the tournament alone. Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, João Neves, Bernardo Silva, and Nuno Mendes have turned Portugal into one of the absolute most complete squads in international football. Under Roberto Martinez, Portugal went completely perfect in Euro, qualifying with 10 wins from 10, scored 36 goals, conceded only 2, then beat Spain to win the 2025 Nations League. After that, they powered through World Cup qualification with Europe's most dangerous attacking record. And that is exactly what makes this dangerous. Cristiano Ronaldo no longer has to carry Portugal on his back for every single second of every match. Now he can do what the greatest tournament players do best: control decisive moments, punish pressure, and shift the momentum entirely. He can change the emotional direction of games with just one action, one finish, one sudden burst of belief. This is exactly why the 2026 World Cup might be Cristiano Ronaldo's final shot at completing football. It is the one ending his critics are terrified he might actually write. The football world has been trying to retire Cristiano Ronaldo for years. Not officially, not politely, they do it through every missed chance, through every lost final, every television camera lingering just a little too long on his frustrated reaction, every viral post, every lazy comparison, every headline calling him finished, and every argument that focuses on his age long before anyone actually talks about his football. That is the strange thing about his late career. It just isn't judged like a normal football career anymore. It has morphed into a massive global debate. Every goal is weaponized as proof he still belongs. Every single defeat becomes proof he should have retired years ago. And because Messi finished his story by winning the 2022 World Cup with Argentina, beating France on penalties after a 3-3 draw in Qatar, Ronaldo's setbacks stopped being normal failures. They turned into bitter legacy arguments. A missed chance was no longer just a miss. It was viral content. A lost final was never just a lost final. It became just another episode in the relentless online trial of Cristiano Ronaldo. His move to Al-Nassr only made it worse. When he finally left Europe after his second stint at Manchester United completely collapsed, most fans did not see a new chapter. They saw an ending. The Saudi Pro League became a stick to beat him with. If he scored, it was stat padding. If he lost, it was proof he was done. If he celebrated, it was just pure insecurity. The guy genuinely cannot win, except he just keeps winning. And that is exactly what drives everyone absolutely crazy, because the noise still seems to feed his fire. That's always been his problem and his greatest superpower at the exact same time. May 2026 was a sharp reminder of what this story actually is. Days before lifting the Saudi Pro League trophy, Al-Nassr lost the AFC Champions League final 1-0 to Gamba Osaka. The internet did what it always does. Washed. Finished. A glory hunter. Too old, still chasing. Then, on the final day of the season, Ronaldo answered in the only language his career has ever spoken. Al-Nassr beat Damac 4-1. He scored twice. A free kick in the 63rd minute after Damac pulled a goal back, then another brilliant finish in the 81st to seal the game. The club finished on 86 points, 2 ahead of Al Hilal, winning their first league title since 2019. He filed that one away for the haters. That is the Ronaldo contradiction at 41. The explosive winger who terrorized defenders at Old Trafford is gone. The Madrid machine that turned half chances into European knockouts, also gone. But that lethal competitive instinct is still right there. His elite penalty box timing is still there. The hunger to turn public embarrassment into a furious response is still alive. And that matters, because the 2026 World Cup isn't just another tournament. It is the only trophy left. To understand why it still matters this deeply, you have to remember what Ronaldo actually meant to Portugal before this current golden generation became fashionable. Today, Portugal can look across their squad and see Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, Vitinha, João Neves, Rafael Leao, and Nuno Mendes. Rubem Dias, Diogo Costa, João Félix, Pedro Neto, Francisco Conceição, and Goncalo Ramos. That is a terrifying squad. Depth, control, pace, creativity, and elite European experience across the entire board. But Portugal didn't always walk into big tournaments with that kind of perfect balance. For years, their tactical game plan was brutally simple. Ronaldo just has to do something magical. His senior debut came on August 20th, 2003, just 18 years old against Kazakhstan. A year later at Euro 2004, Portugal hosted the tournament, the coronation everyone fully expected. Then Greece stunned them in the final. Ronaldo was just a teenager crying on the pitch. It was the first major heartbreak of an international career that would spend the next 2 decades being measured against truly impossible standards. 2006 World Cup. He became Portugal's youngest ever scorer and reached the semi-finals. But even that run came wrapped in heavy controversy. The England quarterfinal, the Rooney incident, the constant booing and the absolute villain treatment. From very early on, he wasn't just playing football, he was constantly judged. Quarterfinals in 2008, 2010 World Cup, 1 goal against North Korea, quick exit. Euro 2012, 3 goals to reach the semis, carrying that attack entirely. Then came 2013. That Raw World Cup playoff against Sweden showed exactly what Portugal's reliance on their star forward really looked like. Zlatan dragged Sweden back into it, making things incredibly tense. Then Ronaldo dropped a hat-trick in Solna. Portugal won 3-2 that night, 4-2 on aggregate. A whole nation reached the World Cup because their captain made it personal. That was the Portuguese national team for years. Rarely dominant, rarely smooth, but always knowing Cristiano could simply kick the door down. That is why the current debate around him gets complicated. Yes, this Portugal squad has serious depth now. Yes, Martinez has tactical options older managers never had. They can win without him. But Ronaldo's spot on this roster wasn't built in peacetime. He earned it over years of being the one guy defenders dreaded, the one man Portugal needed. He took the blame when summer tournaments fell apart and saved them when qualification went sideways. He hits 2026 with 226 caps and 143 international goals, absolute records in the men's game. Goals at 5 World Cups, nobody else had done that before his penalty against Ghana in 2022, add Euro 2016 and 2 Nations League trophies. When critics boil it down to his age, they miss the plot entirely. The Portuguese legend isn't just some washed superstar clinging to fame. He is the heartbeat of Portugal's modern soccer identity. Look, that doesn't make the doubts unfair. The questions are real. Can a 41-year-old press like the young attackers do? Should he start every single knockout game? Does playing him force Portugal into endless crosses, rigid tactics, and far less movement? Those are valid concerns. But assuming there is a simple answer is the real mistake, because his 2026 value isn't the same as when he was 25 or 29. Today, he's here for moments. A ghosted run behind the center backs, a header, a penalty. One lethal finish when a tight knockout match completely locks up. That is exactly why the sport keeps debating him. He makes everyone uncomfortable because he flat out refuses to fade away. He lost the blazing speed to silence his critics, but he's still dangerous enough to make writing him off feel stupid. For the first time in forever, he walks into a World Cup with a Portuguese team that actually doesn't need saving. They just need him to win those split seconds. Fans have spent years predicting the exact day Cristiano Ronaldo would finally break. He spent those exact same years chasing the ultimate prize. Long before Portugal fielded this current golden generation, before the deep bench and a midfield that terrifies opponents, they relied on one guy. They rarely arrived at tournaments thinking their roster was the best. They showed up knowing they had Cristiano Ronaldo. His career is practically too massive to summarize now. England, Spain, Italy, Saudi Arabia, Portugal, 5 Ballon d'Or awards, 5 Champions League titles, a European Championship, 2 Nations League trophies, over 900 career goals, the undisputed top scorer in men's international history, the most caps ever, 140 goals in Europe, 143 for his country, scoring at 5 World Cups. That isn't just decoration. It is the foundation of why one missing piece keeps this entire saga breathing. Because the World Cup holds a power nothing else touches. It controls history. Pelé lives on through 3 World Cups. Maradona is basically Mexico 1986. Zidane conquered Juventus and Real Madrid. But France 1998 made the man immortal. And Messi already owned the sport before Qatar. Yet fans still treat 2022 as the single moment his story finished. That is the absolute power of the World Cup. It doesn't just boost a legacy, it defines it. And that's the weight Ronaldo carries today. Messi winning it all never erased Ronaldo's brilliance. It just warped the public debate. Before Qatar, the rivalry survived on Ballon d'Or counts. magical European nights, El Clasico battles in pure style. Post-Qatar, the talk turned vicious. The Argentine lifted the exact trophy his rival lacked. Suddenly, everything Ronaldo did after 2022 felt like a forced comparison. A Saudi goal wasn't Europe. A miss-sitter meant he was washed. A lost final meant the debate died. That isn't football analysis, that is pure legacy warfare. Block out the noise though, and his actual career path remains completely absurd. He arrived in Manchester as a raw kid, flashy, wild, sometimes frustrating. Sir Alex forged that talent into pure end product. By 2008, he was terrorizing England. Premier League champion, European king, Ballon d'Or winner. The first actual proof he wasn't just a tricky winger. He was mutating into an absolute goal-scoring machine. Then Real Madrid paid a world record fee in 2009. And that is where the stats turned straight up historic. Madrid spent years desperately chasing La Decima. Cristiano immediately became the face of that intense obsession. The 2013-2014 Champions League campaign changed everything. 17 goals in one run. It is still the all-time record for a single season. But La Decima was just the warm-up. Between 2014 and 2018, Ronaldo drove Madrid to 4 European Cups in 5 seasons. 3 straight under Zidane. Knockout stages turned into Ronaldo territory. He dominated finals, shredded world-class defenses, and made impossible goal tallies look routine. Then came Juventus, bringing a completely different mission. They didn't sign him to win Serie A. They already owned that league. Juventus brought him in because his Champions League aura might finally drag them to the trophy they desperately craved. That European dream never arrived, but domestically he delivered. 2 Serie A titles, endless goals, and proof his lethal production worked perfectly away from Spain. His Manchester United return sparked goals, then heavy tension, and finally a bitter exit. We all remember how that press conference went down. Al-Nassr changed the narrative entirely. For the critics, Saudi Arabia turned into an incredibly easy punchline. But for Ronaldo, it offered another stage to keep scoring. He refused to accept the idea that his football story was already over. His international journey is where the legacy really grows, though. Euro 2016 stands as the ultimate emotional peak. He started the final against France, took a heavy hit from Payet early on, and desperately tried to play through the crushing pain. He eventually broke down, forced off after 25 minutes. Then he spent the whole match managing from the touchline, physically incapable of just sitting and watching quietly. Portugal won 1-0 in extra time thanks to Eder. Ronaldo never finished that final on the grass, but his fierce aura defined the entire night. Portugal claimed their first major senior trophy, replacing his international heartbreak with pure glory. Then came the 2019 Nations League, adding another cup. Fast forward to 2025. At 40 years old, he was still there as Portugal edged Spain in the Munich Nations League final. Spain led twice. Portugal answered. Ronaldo buried the second equalizer, his 138th international goal, before winning 5-3 on penalties. Crying afterward, he admitted national glory beat any club title. That game shatters the lazy narratives. This wasn't some ceremonial mascot carried to a medal. He scored in a massive final against Spain. When his country desperately needed a lifeline, he delivered. Heading into the 2026 World Cup, the big question is using him without relying on him. This squad is genuinely different. Under Martinez, their Euro 2024 run was flawless. 10 wins out of 10, 36 goals scored, and only 2 conceded. Portugal is not entering this tournament waiting for a hero to save them. They dictate the game now. Vitinha sets the tempo. João Neves brings relentless energy and beats the press. Bruno Fernandes provides final third creativity and dangerous late box runs. Bernardo Silva provides pure calm and intelligence, shifting the match tempo naturally without ever forcing a single play. This midfield setup marks a massive tactical shift for their modern identity. Past Portuguese squads had massive stars, but rarely this much control. This squad dominates the ball, passes through pressure, and creates clear chances without panicking. That is exactly what wins a World Cup, especially when knockout games stay incredibly tight for 90 minutes. Out wide, they bring a totally different dimension. Leao offers raw power on the left flank. Neto brings blazing speed on the counter. Conceição isolates defenders one-on-one, while João Felix links the midfield right through the lines. Add Nuno Mendes to the mix. He scored the first equalizer against Spain, perfectly setting the stage for Ronaldo to smash home the winner. He is one of the most explosive left-sided threats in global football. At the back, Ruben Dias provides absolute leadership and authority. Diogo Costa is now an elite penalty stopper for the national squad. Honestly, Portugal looks more structurally balanced today than ever before in the Ronaldo era. So the real question is purely tactical balance. Ronaldo at 41 simply cannot be deployed like Ronaldo at 26. He is not going to press relentlessly. He will not carry the ball out wide and burn past 3 defenders on a fast break, but he still offers one devastating trait: elite box movement. His timing slipping between center halves remains incredibly lethal. His jumping reach terrifies defenses on every cross. That sheer presence drags center backs out of position, ripping open passing lanes for his teammates to exploit. If they focus too much on forcing him the ball, the offense turns predictable. Rush crosses, static attacks, and sloppy pressing in transition. But if they use him smart, treat him as the final puzzle piece inside a squad packed with playmakers, the whole dynamic shifts into something terrifying. Bruno finds him fast. Bernardo controls the tempo. Vitinha draws defenders. Leao and Mendes pull the left flank wide open. Nito or Conceição blitz the right side. And suddenly, Ronaldo isn't carrying Portugal by himself anymore. He becomes the lethal finisher for a tactical machine built around a complete roster. That is exactly why 2026 feels so different from past campaigns. Ronaldo has conquered almost every mountain the sport can offer. Only one legendary summit still refuses to fall. For years, he carried his country. Now, Portugal might finally be strong enough to carry him right into football history. The World Cup has a serious Ronaldo problem right now. Simply put, he is not supposed to still be this relevant. At 41, he should just be a highlight reel, a legend the kids respectfully name drop before hitting the pitch. Instead, he walks into another World Cup wearing the armband, still burying goals and still forcing every defender to ask one very uncomfortable question. How do you stop a striker whose pace has faded, but whose penalty box timing hasn't? He doesn't need to dominate 90 minutes to kill off a match. He just needs one decent cross, one loose deflection, or one exhausted center half falling asleep for a fraction of a second. That is the version traveling to the 2026 tournament. Not the winger who destroyed fullbacks. Not the Real Madrid machine dominating fast breaks. He is a penalty box sniper who reads attacking space better than most center backs read danger. And now, Portugal finally has the tactical structure to maximize it. Old squads waited around praying he would pull off a miracle. This modern roster builds the attack before he even touches the ball. Ronaldo doesn't have to carry Portugal's entire attack anymore. He's simply the finishing touch. That is a massive tactical nightmare for opponents. Sit deep, and Portugal's playmakers pull you apart. Press high, and Leao, Neto, or Conceição will absolutely torch that open space. Overload the wings, and Bruno and Vitinha slice through the middle. Lose sight of Cristiano for a split second, and he still makes you pay. If he bags early goals at this World Cup, the whole tournament pivots. The media frenzy goes absolutely nuclear. That Messi comparison returns. Every single Portugal fixture turns into a defining legacy event. That is the sheer emotional weight of him sticking around. Football adores a grand finale, and Ronaldo understands that pure theater better than almost anyone alive. We are looking at a potential 6th World Cup. He already made history scoring at 5 straight tournaments back in Qatar 2022. Now Portugal lands in Group K with DR Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. Expectations are entirely warped. If Portugal cruises, fans immediately demand the impossible from Cristiano. If they stumble, critics instantly blame his presence on the pitch. If he scores, that endless debate just gets even louder. If he blanks, the media backlash turns vicious. There is simply no quiet exit when Cristiano Ronaldo is involved. Lifting the FIFA World Cup wouldn't just mean another piece of silverware. It would fill the single blank space left in an absolutely legendary footballing career. Failing wouldn't ruin his legacy. That claim is honestly ridiculous. But it would leave that ultimate question hanging in the air forever. The terrifying part isn't even that Ronaldo is still playing. The real danger is that this Portugal squad might finally be ready at the exact same moment.